Hey everyone, this is Eric Sloof. I'm at the Internet of Things booth and I'm joined by Greg Bollella. He is the CTO of the Internet of Things. He's working for VMware. Hi Greg, how are you?
Good morning. Good, great, thanks.
Okay, so what we have is an amazing robot. We see a big screen with a lot of measurements here. What's happening? Because computer-aided manufacturing isn't new, but this is something new.
Right. So there's a couple things. The robot is an ABB robot, and we're collecting telemetry from it through the Dell IoT Gateway. The telemetry is measurements of how the robot's behaving, what it's building, what's going on with its different sensors and actuators. And there's two telemetry streams. There's one to the screen here, that's the content analytics, but on the screen behind us, it's very important, that's Project ICE. That's the management of the gateway and management of the robot. So they're two different streams. So the content analytics are provided by ThingWorx, management by VMware, gateway by Dell, Thing or robot by ABB.
So, from what I'm understanding is that if the robot is performing a long time and maybe one of the motors is getting a bit rusty, it's sometimes a bit slower and you actually can measure the latency of the movements the robot is making. So you can predict the health of the robot?
Exactly. So what the robotics companies have done is they've collected information from the robots over many, many years, and they've built failure models. Those failure models can then be built into either ThingWorx or the management tools to see when the robot might be heading toward one of these failure modes, and then activate or notify that some maintenance needs to be done. But also there are things, just simple things like the gateway has to be patched for software. So there's, let's say, a security fix for OpenSSL. Well, how do we get that down to all the gateways in an enterprise? That's Project ICE job, is to maintain software and to understand the behavior of the gateways and their operational status.
So if somebody hacks the gateway and the robot is doing things he shouldn't do, is it also possible to detect those movements?
Absolutely, absolutely. So they would have to hack many, many different kinds of systems to avoid being detected. But what we're doing is we're bringing NSX out to the gateway, and so the gateway will be secured with NSX and the standard enterprise level of security protocols. Additionally, for IoT, we have hardware-based, the chain of trust starts with the hardware. So most of these IoT gateways have what's called secure boot. So they won't boot any kernel that they don't know about, and they won't run any app that they don't know about. And so basically, if we can secure the gateway and secure the link, we're pretty sure that we'll keep hackers out of the gateway and thence out of the robot.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can measure the health of the robots, you can measure the behavior of the robots. I can imagine that if you have a very large enterprise with a lot of different types of robots, that you want to normalize all those telemetric data. And I think that's where VMware comes in. They created some sort of a supervisor that is able to normalize all the data from all the different Internet of Things devices and present them to your controller software or to vRealize operations or any kind of tool that shows all the data.
Well, you said it better than I've been saying it, so yeah, maybe you should come give the talk. But that's exactly right. So what we're seeing with our enterprise customers is because these IoT solutions tend to be very idiosyncratic, different gateway manufacturers. Of course, we have Dell here, but we also have ones from Intel, from Intwine, coming from Fujitsu, Mitsubishi, many different gateway, Armadillo in Japan. Our enterprise customers don't want to have a management tool for each gateway and each solution. So that's ridiculous. So exactly, that's what we're providing is a management tool for any IoT infrastructure. So you could have gateways from 20 different manufacturers in your factories, in your buildings, in your fleets, anything the enterprise owns, and you can manage those all from a single tool.
So I'm really a bit of a nerd, so this is real cool stuff.
Great.
Many thanks for the interview, Greg.
Thanks for coming.